Times do we use throwaway words? Statements like, how can I be so dumb? Or I'm such a procrastinator. I can't do this. I'm so stupid. Power is in the words we use. Welcome to A Balance Cubed. I'm your host, Coach Joe. On this journey as we discuss a balanced and harmonious life. On Balance Cubed, we lean on our experiences to provide you with the practical applications, tools, advising, and coaching to help you fine-tune your talents. On A Balance Cubed, our goals are to provide insights and actions to help our listeners unleash your inner power, creating harmony and balance that will inspire your life positively. That's right, motivated and inspired, your connection to a balanced life. On episode 15, we're discussing negative speak, the impact of the words we say out loud. Beware of the words you speak out loud. The spoken word can be both an ally and an enemy. Be specific about the words you use to describe your setbacks. Earlier in life, it was convenient for me to excuse my poor decisions by labeling myself. The words I spoke out loud were often defeatist, and little by little, I was becoming the person I was verbalizing. That was before I recognized there were subject matter experts who educated me on the power of the words we speak. In the past, I used derogatory and at times defamatory language to define my own mistakes. The problem is those choice words were like magnets or weights around my mindset. Those burdens literally weighing down my perspective and limiting my potential. I was living the person I was verbally describing. What's the power of negative words spoken aloud? I'm going to tell the story of Annabelle's evil twin. Just a few short days after her birthday, Annabelle stood patiently waiting for Dad to come out to the driveway. You see, today was the day her training wheels came off. You could feel her excitement as the combined energy reverberated across the yard. Off they went, learning to balance and pedal. And after a few falls, with Dad guiding the steering, Annabelle just didn't get the hang of it. You could hear her say, I'm not tall enough for this bike. I'm not strong enough to hold it up on my own. I can't get my balance, Dad. I can't. She quit riding her bike and left it piled in the third car garage. In high school, she joined the soccer team, eager to learn the game. After a few months of trying to make striker, Annabelle faced the same struggles. She ended up serving as a support person on the bench. But you could often hear her say, I'm not tall enough, I'm not fast enough, I can't learn this game, I'm just not good enough, I can't. And Annabelle quit 4 games into the season. As she grew older, she bounced from activity to activity like most young people. Every time it became difficult, Annabelle excused herself and quit. She tried many things, often met with disappointment and discouragement. Later in life, her cognitive dissonance was revealed when her boss, Jillian, assigned her a lead on a major research project. But Annabelle protested her role as team lead. She'd explained to the group she had many failures and needed everyone on the team to know she wasn't the smartest, the most eloquent speaker, nor the most researched. Jillian stopped the meeting, looked around to the team, and asked the question to Annabelle, are you explaining your project failure before you even begin? Annabelle was quick to respond. She said, no, I'm just saying I've never had success on a project of this magnitude before. In her wise thoughts said, your past results are not indicative of your future success. You can no sooner label yourself a failure before you prepared and completed the work. And my expectations are that you embrace this and discover a new way to succeed. Jill thought of a quote that she learned a long time ago by Aristotle. Aristotle said, "Success is never an accident. It's always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choices, not chance, determines your destiny." Lacking confidence, Annabelle reluctantly accepted the assignment. The team met every project deadline, and every update had a revision from its predecessor. Under her leadership, the team worked through the roadblocks and budgeting constraints. Their collaboration with senior leadership and cross-functional teams was altering everyone's progress positively. Months later, the project completed on time and under budget, complete with project revisions. Enamored with her leadership, her team raved about Annabelle's collaboration, the energy she brought, and the enthusiasm for debating processes. They told stories of her challenging their current beliefs, stretching their teams, and accepting nothing but the most from that team. There was no complacency. You see, Annabelle threw herself into that role and became a subject matter expert. Despite her own narratives, it was Annabelle's leadership that steered the team to success. Leadership team was in awe as they applauded their success. And Jillian asked Annabelle, she said, "Annabelle, early on in this project, you protested the role of project lead. You even said you weren't prepared. What changed?" Annabelle stood to speak to the group. With great poise, she discussed her adversity, failures, and insecurities. Then, with grace, she talked about her support, her lessons in failure, and her outward communication to herself. She explained how her self-speak had defined her role as a quitter. Challenged to rise to a new level, she learned to talk to herself differently. She wrote affirmations on her mirror and positive statements put on Post-it notes everywhere on her desktop. And by changing her verbal narrative, an inner strength was now revealed. Within minutes, she had the room in tears. Not tears of sorrow, mind you. They were tears of gratitude and joy. You see, Annabelle started to believe in her ability to learn and adapt, and she kept telling herself she could and would. An old axiom that says, "The words you speak become the house you live in." So in consistency with our podcast, I'm going to share our 5 lessons from Annabelle's evil twin. Number 1, when we speak, we should speak with mindfulness in a way to solidify peace and compassion within our character. Number 2, write out affirmations and speak them out loud. The more we talk positively to our success, the more we will achieve. Number 3, observe your communication and interrupt the patterns of negative self-speak. 4, be disciplined on the words you use when speaking to and about yourself by considering the powerful force of language. Number 5, ask yourself what you're thinking. The quality of your thoughts are in direct proportion to the quality of your questions. How often do we allow our fears to manifest and stop our own progress? Words misspoken out loud changes our outcome before we even begin. Studies prove that when we speak negative words, they release stress and anxiety-inducing hormones. Some of us are in the habit of using the same negative words over and over again out of habit. The problem with that is that the more we hear about it, read about it, or speak out loud, that phrase or that statement, the more the spoken word has power over us. This is because the brain uses repetition to learn, searching for patterns and consistency as a way to make sense of the world around us. But don't take my word for it. In their jointly written book, Words Can Change Your Brain, Dr. Andrew Newberg, a neuroscientist at Thomas Jefferson University, and Mark Walbert Waldman, a communications expert, said, "A single word has the power to influence the expression of genes that regulate physical and emotional stress. Your language and your behaviors have to line up with the person you want to be and with the outcome you desire, period." Stopping negative expression is one of the most powerful steps you can take towards taking control of your potential and removing those limitation barriers. Be conscientious of the words you speak to describe yourself. There's a fine balance between self-deprecating humor and self-defeatist attitudes and labels. I always like to bring in an element from a book that I've read. This excerpt is from the book It Takes What It Takes from Trevor Moawad. In that book, he said, the human mind absorbs negativity 7 times more easily than it absorbs positivity. We also know that language is the most powerful carrier of that negativity. Thinking about my struggles is nowhere near as powerful as verbalizing them. When it comes out of my mouth, it affects me tenfold. If it's negative, it may even be 7 times more on top of that. Powerful research as well. Needed to hear this today, just know that you're worth the effort. Yes, you. Your uniqueness is needed in a world full of similarities, and your greatness may be lying dormant, but inside there's a beast of positivity, exuding possibility, just waiting to be awakened. Today is the day you start speaking to yourself using the words that inspire your greatness. You got this. Wrap up this episode with an appropriate quote, this one by Robin Sharma. She said, words can inspire and words can destroy. Choose your words well. What a great way to bring this episode to an end with an emphasis on positive communication and the power of words. Thank you for tuning into A Balance Cubed with your host, Coach Joe. We appreciate the time you've invested and are committed to delivering you content that matters. If you like our message, please like and download this episode and share it with someone you know would benefit from our message. We can grow our community with your help. Remember to embrace the grind, enjoy the journey, and keep on listening. This has been Balance Cubed with your host, Coach Joe.